Welcome to another video. If you're looking to play a support class, the first thing that should come to mind is Bishop. Healing builds focus primarily on mind and vitality stats, but you can also play Bishop as a damage class or a hybrid. Stat builds vary from person to person depending on the content they're doing and how far they've progressed in the game, so this will only cover skills. First, let's overview the different types of builds you should consider. The progression build is recommended for beginners who are playing to clear through the story quests as a solo player. The main build that bishops use are the healing builds, which are used for supporting parties with healing and buffs. The last build I will show is the hybrid build, which is flexible in battle with damage and support skills. A note for all builds is that Revive and Regeneration Wind are recommended for all builds and all playstyles. This is because Revive is important even as a solo player, as bishops are expected to be able to revive no matter what their playstyle is the majority of the time, and Regeneration Wind carries a lot of your healing by buffing you and your party's health, giving them a strong regeneration. Another thing to note is that healing skill levels scale much better than you having a higher mind stat, meaning that even with high amounts of mind, if your skill level is low, your healing tends to be low as well. This can be an important factor in where you decide to place your remaining skill points into. Now here is the progression skill build. Notable skills are Divine Arrow at max, which is a high potency skill with no cooldown and notably consumes HP instead of MP, making it highly spammable, and the HP drawback is negligible as a healing class. Next is Self Recover, which can be at level 4 or 5. Level 4 will recover health, while level 5 will recover mana over time. This heal is based off of your mind stat, and the MP regen is quite low, so I recommend sticking to level 4 unless you wish to have more MP. Last notable spells to have are Revive and Regeneration Wind. These are staples of the Bishop class and will be in all skill builds that I show. The rest of the skill points are flexible. You can boost Holy Arrow for a secondary attack, or boost Flash Shield to give yourself a stronger instant heal for example. For the healing skill build, this is what I recommend. Revive, Regeneration Wind, and Mendbright are what I consider to be necessary for support bishops. Regen Wind and Mendbright are locked by quest however, so if you don't have them yet, you should put your remaining skill points into your healing spells. Mendbright is a skill which can cleanse debuffs, which is highly sought after for parties. After you've gotten the rest of those skills, you will have enough points to either boost your healing spells or get Vital Guard, which is a health and defense buff, or both. I prefer to leave Vital Guard at level 3 and use the remaining points to buff my healing spells. If you wish to get Vital Guard, note that you should not max out that skill as it's best at level 4. Last but not least is the Hybrid build. Hybrid builds tend to grab Divine Arrow level 5, Regen Wind 5, and Revive, with the rest being flexible. It's the build with the most variancy as you can lean more towards support or self-sustaining spells with your remaining points. After you grab the necessary skills, you can have enough skill points for Mendbright, but your healing spells will tend to be weak. If you decide to grab Self Recover 5, which is an MP regeneration, you could have more flexibility to strengthen your healing spells, but you lose out on support utility. You can also get Vital Guard, but I wouldn't recommend this as it's the least useful out of what you can get in my opinion. That covers my Bishop guide. I hope this helps.
It's gonna play out the same.